What's going on, guys? Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at the Kamen Rider Drive TK-01 set. This is the continuation of what is the Arms Change series from Kamen Rider Gaim. Same kind of figure we're talking about here. Then similar box size as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure up close and in detail. For those of you that don't know, Kamen Rider Drive is the first automobile-styled Kamen Rider. Kamen Riders are traditionally those on motorcycles, but here we have a car-flavored version, and it's a very, very nice-looking Kamen Rider. I really do like the lattice bug look going on in the eyes, but the overall helmet design is very cool. And he has a tire sash. That is the gimmick for this line. This little tire going on here. The figure itself is incredibly well detailed. I am very impressed with the overall feel and the nice shininess of the figure. The just look of the figure is really, really good. I love the look of this guy. He's just a very nicely designed Kamen Rider, and you really can't go wrong with red and black. I don't think I've ever seen a Kamen Rider in those colors that look bad. Sure, there have been some Kamen Riders I don't like, but hey, red and black is always a good choice with your main hero. Always a good choice. Plus, the Tire Koku sash is really nifty looking. Kamen Rider Drive TK-01 possesses 22 points of articulation, which feels more than the Kamen Rider Gaim's arms change figures. The figure itself has a very plain-looking back to model the underside of a car. Overall, the figure is a very nice specimen of a Kamen Rider. The Tire Koku gimmick, which you put a different tire on for a sash, is a little bit different than the arms change in that it doesn't affect the overall way the figure can move and pose all that much. With the arms change, you had armor dropping down on the figure, and that affected the overall posability. The tire gimmick doesn't really do that. The gimmick of this line is the tire change gimmick, or the Tire Koku. So to do that, what we do is we take the figure and physically rip him in half. And we have the speed type tire here, and we'll replace that with the Max Flare tire. Now the Max Flare is a flame-based tire that we first have to pop out these flaming bits. Now, if you've ever watched the episodes, which are available subbed on overtime.me, you will know that this really does. It's an interesting gimmick in the show. In the toy, I don't know how well this is going to work over the long haul. So we have this Tire Koku Max Flare gimmick. And I like the fact that you could spin the tire. That's really cool. There's also a Midnight Shadow, and at the time of this recording, I've only seen two more. A police car version, which the name escapes me, and a Funky Spike version, which is just a spiked green tire. Overall, I like the figure, but I'm not sure the gimmick is going to hold out over the course of the entire line like the arms change gimmick did. As you can see, the TK-01 and the Arms Change 01 of Gaim are roughly the same size. You've got pretty much very similar figures happening here. I like both of these figures, and I think they both look really good, but there is definitely a major style difference and an aesthetic difference, and a design difference between Drive and Gaim. Sadly, the two toy gimmicks really aren't interchangeable. I am not a huge fan of the Tire Koku gimmick. I think it's very limiting and not a whole lot of fun, especially compared to the Arms Change series, which was a much more dynamic toy line, and I think is going to be more fun in the long run. I do like this figure a lot, though. I think it's a fun figure, and I think it's a very good-looking figure. It's got plenty of posability, just as much, if not a little bit more, than the Arms Change figures. I do admit that the Tire Koku gimmick is going to allow the figure to have better posability in the long run than the Arms Change figures, but I expect that maybe around episode 10 we'll get an upgraded version for Drive, or some kind of weird tire gimmick that'll be a little bit more extreme than just a new sash. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video review of Kamen Rider Drive TK-01, Speed Type with Max Flare. As always, I am Baltmatrix, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.